Hi, Debra. Hi, Dawn. So, this right here is my new project for 2025, 2026. I have spent the past 9 months cleaning out this garage, getting furniture out of the door, getting furniture out that belonged to my daughters. And what I envision for this room and what I need your help with is I want this to be what I consider like a workshop. So I'm envisioning 4 tables right here, work tables. And if you can just imagine a Manhattan work factory where there's 4 different stations, one for the apparel arts and all the supplies next to them, one with the visual arts, like drawing, and one with like maybe wood. And against this wall, I was thinking about a large TV right up against here. Now, the theme, and my daughter and I are both cancers, right? Both born early July. And what I would love is to turn this into what I call a Miami room. And everything in here is blue, white, anything coastal. I'm collecting seashells and a bunch of things. All of this will be painted, and I need your help with either 1 color, 2 colors, 3 colors. And again, and then one of the stations maybe, who knows? I mean, maybe gardening. And I want to add a special flooring here where it'll have like maybe that grainy feel, like you're in Miami, you're watching the sand. And the big screen right here will have like a live simulcast from a Miami beach. So my daughter can come in here and just escape in this blue paradise, right? And I have been thinking about maybe turning this into some kind of cabana here where you could serve food and you could do all stuff like that. This right here is the water heater. And then there's behind this is the sink and the utility room that you worked on for me. So who knows? Maybe that might be something else. But this right here will be a workspace. And what I envision is the tables, and I'm hoping to buy them at like Vote Auction House, like a vintage one, 4 vintage ones, and have rollers so they can be moved. So if a car needs to be brought in here, a car can be brought in here. But who knows, down the road, like I also want to leave this here and paint it. So the hooks, like let's say if she has some people come over and they want to have something hang to dry because they painted it, well, it can be connected to here and it can be hanged. I found these at a garage sale recently, and I thought, what I hope to have in here are just like really bright white lights, halogen type lights, so it looks like a factory. It looks like one of those Japanese factories. But also, let's say the girls want to have a party, they can move all these tables to an area where they can have like tables for food, for drinks. They can use these kind of stools right here for that. And these lamps, I have 3, those are 2, this is another one right there, can be used for like mood lighting, right? Who knows, like fiesta lights. So when they don't want to use the bright lights, you can have these kind of mood lights from here. Anyways, just an idea, but these have like an old school look. But what I'm also hoping to do is really turn this into an imagination room, right? It's all about imagination, letting your mind be free. Of course, it'd be cool if they could open up these doors and maybe come up with some kind of system. There's some hooks up here where the girls can maybe slide some type of drapery here so nobody sees inside of them. So this is a project that I would love to have your help with in terms of which colors remind you of Miami, which colors remind you of a shop, which colors remind you of vibrancy. Because the way that I look at it is you have white, blue, the ocean, and you come into here, which is obviously, wonderful, vibrant Latino colors. Same story here. All thanks to you, of course. And then this is the other project here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to hit this one, but what I envision here is what I call the Amado Peña room. And Amado Peña is a family friend from Laredo, and I have several prints from him. And I was thinking about consulting with him to find out what he thought about colors to match 5 works of art that I have in my other house. But this is what I'm going to call the Santa Fe room. So you have some prints here, a Dali, a Picasso, they're replicas. And then up in here I have Spanish, Native American. So it's a Santa Fe room because it combines old Spain and the Native American world. So that's kind of the game plan for this room. It's what I call the Santa Fe room. If Peña says, I can't really pick the colors for you, I will definitely need your help for this one here. And again, I'm going to try to see if Peña will do it for me, but he could say, well, I want so many thousands of dollars to do it. I can't afford that. And so the same colors for the Santa Fe room will be part of the entrance here, okay? So I will be in touch with you on that if I don't get that support. Now, over here you have, obviously, a different mood, a different vibe that's vibrant. Let me turn these lights on. I don't know if you've seen this recently. So this room, my daughter had some friends over and they just absolutely loved everything. They thought it was so chill. And so you have blue here, blue on the other side of the house, and there's like a counterbalance, if that makes any sense, between the different moods. So we go from coastal to the Far East. And this is another area I need space, or I need help with. What I envision here, Dawn and Debra, and maybe starting here, right? So this I see as a separate space. But I would like to do here is create what I call like the smallest art gallery in San Antonio. Okay? And all of this will have like special track lighting, but you'll feel like you're in a little mini art gallery with changing displays. And I've had thoughts of, hey, would it be cool to have like mirrors up here? So I need your help with that, right? In terms of colors, what would be a cool, vibrant color? This is my daughter's room, who she doesn't want to do anything in there. Well, she blocks it off. So the bathroom, y'all just did an amazing job with the colors here. All of their friends love it. I mean, it's just as dope as it can come. And so you have soft colors here, very comforting colors. And here's the final project. By the way, I would most likely keep this original color. Same story with the doors. Unless you tell me, you know what, this brown, I don't know. But I'm kind of open to suggestions as to what you think should be done with the doors. Like, there's a part of me that wants to respect the original house, and I see the doors having that. But then again, I see that, and it's like, they look kind of cruddy. Same story with the rims. Of course, those can be painted. So I'd love your take on that, because if it's going to screw up with the museum vibe, then it's messed up. Now, this is the last room, and my daughter had some friends over, so it's a big mess right now, right? So at one point, so this is the core piece of furniture. It's a heavy metal desk, and this is where she studies, right? So what I envision this room being is what I call like a heavy metal room, a rock and roll room, a room for party music. It's like all the other spaces are so heavy, they're so intense that my feeling is that I had mentioned how I wanted this to be what it's called the quote unquote voodoo lounge, but there's another part of me just that thinks, wouldn't it be cool if there could be like an explosion of colors that still respects like the metal vibe of music, our generation, right? The 80s. And right here is I can envision a TV screen. This right here is a bed. It's a sofa bed. And this is Maggie's office now. Like she uses this to study. And I'm open to ideas in terms of making this like a super vibrant space where it just explodes with color, but it's a counterbalance to this space right here, right? Like this is very serious, very intense. There's an energy that's here that's very different from the other places. And also this room here in the middle, it's almost like we're not taking ourselves so seriously, right? It's like we're having fun. Same thing with the kitchen vibe. I think the kitchen is such an explosion of colors, and it just invites you to stay. You want to stay here. You want to have fun with the space, and it's something that you've never seen before in terms of the vibe, the colors, and you feel like you're transported to another world, which is Mexico or Central America. This right here, I've really filled it out so well, and here's all the vintage stuff here. I don't know if I sent you a video of this there. And then I really loaded the truck with Pyrex. So, Maggie has a little bit of everything. This came out of a couple of private collections in the past few years. And once again, there's an explosion of colors. This room here will not be painted at all. I cannot envision that. And it doesn't need to be colored because there's so much vibrancy here. This is something that I added recently from Prague. Niño Santo de Praga. We have some little cats down here. Fossils. Paintings from Mexico. I found this at the Mission Flea Market. This is from a señora's house. I bought the entire box with everything in it. And here is how the glass thing looks now. It's really come together in a nice way. And here's the rest of the room. So there's nothing here in terms of, no changes will happen here, because I think it already has what it needs, in my opinion. But I wanted to give you a heads up. It turns out that Maggie, my youngest daughter who lives here, will be going to an NYU program in Manhattan. She was accepted to it's kind of like a residency, but she's a junior/senior at UTSA, and she'll be shadowing doctors and things like that. So she will be gone, I believe, in July. I believe it's July, maybe August, for like 10 weeks. And that's when I'm going to redo. These need to be fixed because they're messed up. The sofas are mixed up. I found a guy who can do that. And this area, I want it clearly needs paint. And this is going to be, once again, the Santa Fe room. I've got so lucky by finding these chairs, which are fabulous. And my daughter put these pictures up. And so anyway, so this is how your work is coming along. And I just wanted to thank you for your support and your friendship and give you kind of a heads up. Maybe if you want to start thinking about what can be done in terms of colors for the garage, what can be done in terms of the hallway idea of having an art gallery there. Part of me was thinking maybe something silver and white or something. I don't know. Like, I'm open to ideas. But it's always a challenge because it competes. That space will compete with the other rooms, and I don't want it to be too crazy overwhelming. I don't know what I'm saying, but you kind of have an idea of what I'm trying to do is finding a rhythm within the different rooms, colors, and so forth, and see, how it all fits together. So this is a project for July. It's obviously April right now. So if you want to kick it around, and maybe you can break it up into 2 parts and say, we're going to focus on the colors of the garage first, and then the next one will be that little party, the heavy metal room, and then the colors for the hallway. Maybe there'll be project number 2. And then the last one will be the Santa Fe room. If Pena decides that, he can't really pick colors for that room. I don't know, but I'm going to give it a shot. I would love to have him pick those colors in connection to his own artwork. And if that doesn't go anywhere, that's fine. We'll pick our own colors and we'll make it happen just like we've done it before. So thank you again for being part of this wonderful ride. When this is all complete, you're more than welcome to use your color scheme skills to promote that in videos and so forth, and anything to help you all. So thank you so much, Debra and Dawn, and have a wonderful week, and we'll be in touch. Bye.